Hey guys, and welcome to or back to the Pause in Pursuit podcast with your host, Summer Clark. I have another very exciting guest episode for you guys today. I'm going to be speaking to Carlo Magnoli. Carlo is a very successful international agility competitor from Italy and is very well known for competing at a high level with his Belgian Malinois. Now, I know I and a lot of my listeners love watching Malis run in agility, but a lot of us, I think, are a little bit dubious about owning one because they do have a reputation of being quite hard work to train and handle. But today, Carlo is going to answer your questions about the breed and discuss what it takes to turn a Mali into a very successful agility dog, and also just what it's like to live with them. And maybe, just maybe, you might want one after listening to this episode. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the conversation. The first thing I always ask all of my guests is just briefly introduce yourself. So, who are you? What do you do? How long have you been doing agility? Just all the brief things like that.
Okay. Hello, everybody, first of all. Thank you for inviting me. And my name is Carlo Magnoli. Mm-hmm. I'm an Italian agility handler and trainer. Mm-hmm. Been doing agility since 2002.
Oh,
my
wow,
first dog I got in a local club to do some basic obedience training, let's say. Mm-hmm. And then I got involved in agility because there was an active group doing agility. So I got hooked. I trained agility for a couple of years. Then that dog was not okay. So that's the first one coming. That's my younger Mali. We had a very brief career because the dog was he had hip dysplasia.
Okay.
So as I discovered, I still like to continue, and the advice was that the dog was able to continue doing some agility. So we did shortly, a couple of years. Then I had a little break, also for life reasons. And then I got back with my first Mali, I think 2008. I also moved to the Czech Republic. I lived there for 11 years.
Oh, wow,
because I met my wife, she's Czech. So I moved there. And with that Malinois Didi, I ran for the Czech national team because I made it to, I think, 4 EOs.
Oh, wow.
And 5 Belgian Sheepdogs World Championship in agility. So she had a very successful career. And I got in love with the breed. Already my wife, in that time, she was owning 2 Malinois. So I like the breed. I like the way they behave in life. So when it was time to get after my first dog, that was a shepherd breed, but another one, it was a Bosseron, a very big French sheepdog. I got in love with Malinois, and since that now I'm having the third because I'm that type of one dog at a time person.
Yes,
and
me
also
too.
Maybe it's not the easiest breed to have 6, 7, so the second one is coming.
Yes, yeah. You want to be able to focus on one at a time.
Yes. Yeah. You need to prepare them not only in agility, but to be good citizens, let's say.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So it takes time when they are younger. And I like now my 2 current ones will overlap likely because the younger one, she will start competing in autumn. And the older one, she's healthy, she's still competing at top level. So they will overlap, but I would not like to run 3 or 4 Malinois.
Yeah,
or
no, it's a bit much.
to have them close in age. That's maybe not my thing.
Yeah,
I love the breed, but I love myself and my life also.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Amazing.
So yes, I started, and then the next Mali came in 2009, and it's Fiji. The last one was jumping on my lap. And with her, I made to the world team 2 years ago in Belgium. We were running world championship. And she's one of a kind of a dog because she was not easy at all to train, especially when she was young. She's not a very stable temperament, let's say, character. But she's extremely fast.
Yes.
So she's the kind of high risk, high reward dog.
Yes.
And okay, sometimes I get rewarding, sometimes not. But it's very funny and extremely challenging to run her. But I love it. I love her. And I have a younger one that is a daughter of Fiji's sister, so they are related to.
Oh, okay.
They come from the same kennel.
Oh, cool.
And we will see because each dog is different, so we will see up to which level we will be able to get.
Yeah, they're all individuals, aren't they? Well, a lot of my listeners say that they love Malis, but some people say they wouldn't own one potentially because they are hard work. And when you see them running in agility, they are crazy fast. And, you know, when trained properly, they are amazing at agility. But obviously, you don't see as many of them as Border Collies, do you?
No. I think there is no country in which they can rival the numbers of Border Collies, of course.
Yeah.
And there are, of course, some very fast individuals.
Yes, yeah. They are extremely fast.
They are not the easiest maybe to handle and to train, and so that's also a reason why people they are hesitant to pick one.
Yeah.
And overall, I think you need to know the breed, because mostly you live with the dog.
Yes, yeah.
So it's the everyday life that you need to like with that type of temperament. And then, of course, if it works out in agility, it's amazing, and that's what I work for. To make it work also in agility. But there are specificities that you have to like them in life in first place, because you never know how far you will go with agility. You know, even
exactly.
an injury and agility is over, and then you need still to love the dog, not just the sport. So
exactly.
They are not the easiest.
Yeah, for sure. So the first question is then, what do you love the most about the breed?
Okay, that's the easiest and the hardest.
I'm sure there are a lot of things.
Yes. Easiest because, of course, if it's about 20 years I own them, there is some reason.
Yes, absolutely.
Hardest, because it's not easy to put it into words and make people understand the reason why. Let's say that I like, in general, slightly bigger dogs, sheepdogs.
Okay,
mostly. So they fit that. I like really energetic dogs. Dogs that are not afraid to go outdoor in the snow or go swimming or do stuff outdoor.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what they are. I like that they are very attached to the owner and to the family, not just the owner.
Yeah, okay.
But they have this feeling. They are also sheepdogs, and they are guardian dogs, so they have this feeling for the family and friends. So they really love, and they are very loyal to the family. And mostly it's the way that they want always to tackle whatever is in front of them. They want to go. They are always in a good mood. Sometimes more on the crazy side of mood. It's not a dog that you have to ask them to do things. They want to do things, and they want to do them with you.
Yeah,
so
always up for something.
Yes, and if you give enough time and you channel some instincts, especially when they are younger, they are absolutely unique in my opinion.
Yeah.
And but okay, not everybody has to agree. But there are reasons, definitely for me.
Absolutely. So more the pros outweigh the cons for you, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. And okay, I'm aware of the cons, so having had them since almost 20 years, I know how to prevent some stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
To do some early training, early working on stuff, so that it doesn't become a problem later.
Yeah, lots of experience. Cool. So on the other hand then, if you had to change one thing about the breed, what would it be?
Okay. Of course, each individual is different. So they have some common traits that we all agree that that's the Malinois.
Yes, yeah.
But some dogs are more extremes on one side or on the other side. So I'm lucky enough, but I also search for this type of dogs, that I have dogs that are quite social. So they are not very hard to handle around people in public. Yeah. But some are not. I think mostly because of the selection as guardian and protection dogs nowadays. They are not anymore herding dogs. They are police dogs and search and rescue dogs, and of course bite sports.
Yes, yeah.
Are the leading sport in which they are the strongest. So a certain level of high level of pre-drive and aggression is required to succeed in those sports. Yeah. Or in performing tasks in very hard environments. Let's think about when an earthquake happens and the search and rescue teams are sent to some country. Very often we see that most of their dogs are Belgian Shepherds, Malinois. Because they are so solid. Yeah. Towards difficult environments, stressing environments. So that's absolutely a positive side for some sports, some activities. On the other side, of course, you have a harder dog, a highly driven dog. And sometimes that could be too much to handle for if you are not experienced or if the dog is really extreme on some characteristics.
Yes.
So
true.
what I personally search is a dog that, of course, could be also able to do some bike sports. I don't do. I just train agility with them.
Yeah.
But I would not like to have this extreme civil attitude. They say this really. I prefer a sporty dogs. They recognize that even biting is part of a game. Let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not really searching for the bad guy.
Yes. Okay.
Even if I know that something would happen in life, I trust my dogs to protect him, protect my family, protect our property.
Yes. Yeah.
But I don't want to have a dog that is extremely high on that side, because then it's harder to manage and to have everybody being safe around that type of dogs. So that could happen in some dogs, and that I would be careful in not choosing an extreme dog on that side.
Yeah, so it's not even like you change the breed, it's more like you just choose the types of individuals that suit you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I think that's in every breed, because, I'm not, my wife owns dogs of other breeds, so I know other breeds, I live with other breeds. Of course, we still have 2 border collies.
Yes, yeah.
And they are very different from one from another. So I think in every breed, it's not enough to buy the breed.
Yeah,
you buy an individual, and then you grow up an individual, and you train him, and you educate him. So it's in general, you have to be careful about which kind of individual you want to have in your life.
Yeah,
and even more when some extreme instincts could be dangerous, let's say, because aggression can become dangerous.
Yes, for sure.
To be even more careful in choosing the right dog.
Yeah. And like you said, it applies to every breed, doesn't it? Not even just Mallies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure. So then, in what way does the breed need a different approach to training than the Border Collie?
That's a
big question.
A big question, yes. I think that, first of all, they are built different.
Yes.
So in agility, I think it's one of the most demanding sports from the athletic point of view. Definitely. Because of the complexities. People coming from bike sports, they may say, your Malinois is just to jump 60 centimeters high. My dog jumps 1 meter. Yes, but we have to connect a lot of jumps, a lot of different approaches to jumps.
Yeah.
These distances, collections, so it's a very demanding sport on the body.
Definitely.
So already having a dog that is a bigger dog in large category, heavier dog likely. I would also add that less flexible dog. So first of all, you have to be careful, like in general with every dog, about the health. Yeah. So I would not start very early. Anyway, even with dogs of other breeds, but maybe I'm even more careful than what I see around with border collies. Yeah, so I start them quite late on equipment.
Okay, yeah.
That's the first thing. And then also the way they mature, I have the feeling that they mature a little bit later.
Okay.
They may good on some side because they are so energetic and active since they're puppies.
Yes,
They can look a bit older, because it's not the dog that is sleeping 23 hours and you have to wake up to take them out or to have them tagged, because that comes with their genetics.
Yeah.
But still, the fact that they can learn, understand, things, not just react, I believe comes a little bit later. Okay. So I'm not rushing. I also believe that it takes longer. That doesn't mean that they need a lot of repetitions, because again, it's not good, of course, to get a lot of repetition, especially on a young dog. But I think that because I believe they mature slower, even if you start training some skill, let's say at 10 months, 12 months, it's no reason to rush to be able to start competing at 18, as it is allowed in most FCI countries.
Yeah.
Because still you will get this or that response every once in a while, because the dog is not putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. I think they are slower in this.
Okay.
So you have to have in mind, and especially nowadays with running dog walks and all the slice jumps and stuff, it takes a longer time. It's really not about rushing. And still, even if you have a very fast dog with a high potential, I don't think it's possible with the Malinois to be ready to be competitive at the international level before the dog is 4, 5 years old.
Oh, really?
I guess
Okay.
yes. I think we see some border collies doing amazing stuff at 2.5, 3 years of age.
Yeah, a lot.
And my experience is with Malis, it's a lot of up and downs. And they get more stable also in their ability to manage their arousal a little bit later.
Okay.
So it's a lot of foundation going up slowly, and still I get till some certain age you have to accept a little bit that results will be up and downs, and then they become more stable. In my experience, they have also a good longevity in the sport. So if taken care in a good way, I believe that maybe because they are not that flexible kind of dog, if they have enough strength, I get the feeling that at 7, 8 years of age, they are as competitive as they were at 4. So I prefer not to gamble on their early years and keep them healthy. And when the head is more level and they are more stable, hoping to get the results I aim to maybe later in their career.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And of course, some skills, because they're bigger dogs, as we said, maybe they need slightly longer approach, more layers, more criteria to get to that very nice, I don't know, S-line backside.
Yeah.
Because it's not just reacting to the inputs of the body of the handler, weight shifting, because they are not so sensitive or not so sneaky like border collies. So maybe you have to really to build up with more steps to hopefully get to a similar result.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think patience, giving time to mature. Not trying to overdo to be ready for some tryout or whatever very early. And of course, taking care of the health, because they have potential to be really performing at a high level, the older, let's say, age. But for that, you have to be careful not to create damage earlier.
Yeah, I think as well, because like you said, 18 months is generally the age they can start competing. People kind of think you need to, but you actually don't. It's just a minimum, if that makes sense. People, even with other breeds, like you said, people rush.
Yes, and I see it with people who already competed internationally. There is this idea, tryout season starts, I don't know, in March.
Yeah.
My dogs start competing in November. I have to rush to get to the requirements.
Yeah.
In Italy, the dog has to be in the highest class 3.
Yeah.
We have a 1, 2, 3, like FCI.
Yes.
So people are kind of rushing to be able to start to be ready for tryouts. And I know that could be disaster.
Yeah.
Anyway, because then the dog is all over the place, because the environment is different or whatever. So
not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. No, that makes complete sense. So what is the biggest challenge that you have faced with your Malis in agility, and how did you overcome it?
Oh, that's more, I think, individual specific.
Yeah.
Let's say my first one, if we watch her career, she had to finish earlier because she was having, not yet having issues, but I knew that she was going to develop issues with her back.
Yes.
So I decided to stop her at 6.5, 7 years old, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, in that span, she was very successful because 4 times she made the EO team for the Czech Republic. That was, in that time, still one of the strongest nations, but there was really high level of competition in those years.
Yeah.
So she was very successful. She was a more steady dog than my next one, let's say. She didn't have that super top speed. So it was good for her. She was in that 2 seconds from the fastest that allow her always to get points, because we have a point system that is related also to time gap from the fastest dog. So you need to be fast, but because she was very consistent, she was many times in the team. So the thing is that I believe with her, even when she was a puppy, she was, for example, not really tagging with the strong intention until 6-7 months of age.
Okay.
So she was not really this super crazy from the beginning. In this way, it was also easier. I believe she got their top speed around 3.5, maybe.
Okay.
So it was kind of easy to get fast to A3 because she was not that crazy and she was not that difficult to handle.
Yeah, she was more consistent, like you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why also she was years of age, I think, when she got to her first EO. And then she got faster, I think, between the third and fourth year.
Okay.
But she didn't have, let's say, the top speed to win. A run at the EO, let's say.
Yes,
Very, very few Malis they can compete for that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, my second one, the one I'm still competing now, Fiji.
Yeah.
She was, I think, very soon ready for playing, training, but she's not super solid even today on an environmental level.
Yes.
There are things that can bother her in the environment. She's not fearful, but she can be a little bit rushing things when she's not comfortable.
Yes, okay.
And so in agility translates in making mistakes.
Not thinking as much.
Yes, and she has her top speed from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's say when she started competing at 2 years of age, she was finishing a run in class 1, of course, it's beginners, and you may say, okay, I was already an expert handler, but she was winning with a couple of seconds over the others.
Yeah.
But it was very hard to have a clean run.
Yeah.
Because once she was reacting to a minimal weight shift, and she was going off course, or she was eating a bar because she thought a little bit, okay, you want me there? Oh, no, I go there. So
quite sensitive in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's not really thoughtful anyway, even today.
Yeah.
So it took time to get the consistency with her. And we will see with the third one. I hope to get something in between to get the kind of speed and explosiveness.
Yeah.
But more a level-headed dog that is not faced by things in the environment or slippery floors or this stuff, because that was an issue. And it's still an issue, for example, on turf.
Yes,
She's
a lot of dogs slip on turf.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's good on the longer ones, the one with rubber or cork.
Yep.
On that one, she runs as on natural grass, I would say.
Yeah.
Of course, she loves sand because she's a powerful dog. But the classic Utah grass is not her favorite.
No.
Not at all.
Very slippy.
So in her case, it was more getting to this stability, not to get too active, too crazy when something is bothering her, or the atmosphere, the loud music in the ring or something. And I think she got to that about 2 years ago when she was 5, 6. Before it was a lot more of up and downs, crazy good runs and crazy runs.
Yeah. I suppose you kind of had one extreme to the other, haven't you, with your 2 dogs at the moment?
Yes, the first 2, they were very different.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, they were not related to each other, but even if you take 2 dogs, brother and sister or 2 sisters, you can get 2 very different dogs. That's in all the breeds. So that is very true. It's of course good when you get to understand what type of dog you have the earliest, because you don't make the mistakes maybe you made in thinking that, okay, this dog is the same breed as the previous one, so I will do exactly the same things.
Yeah, exactly.
I will push to have more drive because the first one was not so driven, but then maybe the second one, as in genetically, is a much more driven dog, and then you get something that is hard to handle. The earlier you get to know your dog, it's the best, of course, because you make less mistakes.
Yeah. And I suppose as far as overcoming those challenges, it's mainly just about experience, isn't it? The more experience you get with those dogs, the easier it is to work together and overcome those issues.
Yes. And for example, the first one, okay, it was a different agility because 12 years ago, the courses were different.
Oh, yeah.
So I think she was suited for those because she was not so explosive, but she was very, very tight.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that kind of pace, these shorter distances and wrapping, she was a bigger dog, was very good for her.
Yeah, suited her.
Okay, she had a stop dog walk because in that time there were not so many running contacts, but she has a running A-frame, she had a running CISO in that time, so she was gaining time there.
Yeah, definitely.
And she was sensitive to my body language and weight shifting. She was very good in reading those. So by being precise, she was really, really tight.
Yeah.
While the second one, being more of wild type and less of a thinker, she's not much sensitive in that.
Yeah.
So I work a lot on verbals, and of course I try to be consistent and precise with my body handling.
Yeah.
But on very fast, flowy courses. She can have crazy times, or it can be disaster because she gets her mind is starting going too fast for her body to follow. Let's say.
Yeah.
So it's a bit course dependent.
Yeah,
also,
and the courses
how much
the courses these days are, like you said, very fast, very open. So they kind of encourage that crazy side of dogs, don't they?
Yes, and that's and the question is, are they better or worse for certain type of dogs?
Yeah.
And personally, I would prefer something slower.
Yeah.
Because I think not only because sometimes it's hard to keep up with the dogs because when they go 7 meters per second and they are running contacts and everything, it's not easy. But also because of the state of mind they are in.
Yes,
so
definitely.
They really think, okay, I have to crash whatever is in front of me, be the fastest and whatever. And some more collection, some more technical stuff keeps them on that kind of temperature that is not overheating in their brain.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit the issue with Fiji, the one I'm running internationally now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So what are the first behaviours that you work on with a Malinois puppy then? So when you first get a puppy that you want to be a future agility dog, what do you first prioritise?
Okay, so I think that in first place is to make them grow in a good citizen.
Yes. Yeah.
Because as we said, there are characteristics that were selected in the breed as mostly police dogs, let's say, that is ready for service or for sports. So to keep under control the pre-drive and the potential aggression. So a lot of socialization, a lot of reading what's going through their mind, because even if they're puppies, they are very active dogs.
Yeah, definitely.
So you try to give them a lot of interaction, activity, building relationship, playing, running around, whatever. And if you don't give those things, maybe those genetics, they will make them find those things in the environment.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
So the problem with many owners is that they believe that the dog can be outside 1 hour a day, 23 hours lying on the sofa, and it will be okay.
Yeah.
No, because 1 hour out of 24 is not enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not enough for many breeds. Only, of course, their potential then of chasing the bicycle when you get out from the house, or wanting to catch the ball of the kids at the playground.
Yeah.
It's higher than in other breeds.
Yes.
So if you give them outlets for their energy, their pre-drive, and you are careful to introduce them to more exciting environments and read them how they react to that. There are dogs they don't care about. Other dogs, they can get crazy, like pit bulls. Immediately when they see something moving, something squeaking, wildlife or animals, let's say, poultry or whatever. So you have to be careful on these things. I don't want my dog to believe he can be crazy about something that is not something that I can manage.
Yeah.
So if you're crazy about your toy with tag with, perfect. Then of course we will put some rules even in that, because I want to save my fingers. But I don't want you to get crazy about the cat of the neighbor, the dog training agility in the ring, the kids playing at the playground. So I think the first year and a half, it's very important to build them up as good citizens, dogs that are easy to handle in public, easy to handle ringside, because we see a lot of dogs also in different breeds getting really crazy, maniacs.
Yes,
very often, okay, that's counterproductive also when you get in the ring, because then the dog is overexcited and is not able to react properly to cues. But in the case of Malinois, it could be also dangerous, because you don't want your dog to go and chase and bite some other dog.
No, for sure.
So a lot of these life manners to make them good citizens and easy dog to handle, because if you can stay ringside, your dog can relax.
Yeah.
You can go through your course walk in your mind, not having to take care about the dog on your leash, because you know that your dog will not be lunging on the closest dogs or the dogs that are running into the tunnel.
Yeah.
So a lot of this stuff, I think, is fundamental.
And I think a lot of people as well, they get a new puppy for agility, and they kind of forget everything but the agility. They're just obsessed with making it an agility dog. And like you said, they forget those basic, just normal kind of dog behaviours, and they go straight to the agility. So the dog has all the skills for agility really early, but then you go to a competition and it can't just behave around a ring. So it's never going to do that well in the ring.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why we were talking in the beginning about being a one dog at a time person.
Yes, yeah.
Because I know that I cannot skip that part. If I would skip that first year and a half of training life skills and ringside skills, I would have a bad experience in general with my dog in public, and I will not achieve in agility what could be possible to achieve.
Yeah,
and I guess people, the more they get experience, they get the second, third, fourth dogs, and they get also breeds that are very more easygoing around other people, dogs, and foreign dogs, like most of the border collies are, for example, if we talk about the large category. And you don't need that much.
Yes,
because
true.
Okay, your dog pulls like an idiot, gets into the ring, lies down, walks, starts staring on the dogs or the tunnel. Nothing happens. Still nothing happens because your dog will not likely jump the fence and go bite the dog.
Hopefully not.
Maybe, hopefully not. But with the Malinois, without training, that's a chance.
Exactly.
So you need to put the training, and the training takes time, and so it's better not to have too many of them at a time.
No, that makes sense. Like you said, it's safety, isn't it, as well, when they're surrounded by other dogs and people. It's definitely got to come before agility.
Absolutely.
And once they've got those basic obedience kind of things down, then the agility generally comes quite, not easily, but a lot easier, after that.
Yes. Because you enter the ring and your dog is here in his excitement and not here. If you start here before unleashing the dog, okay, disaster is waiting to happen.
No, definitely. That's so true. So what is the biggest mistake you see others making with their Mallies in agility? So watching other people that run Mallies, what do you see them doing that you think, you could be doing that differently and it'd help you?
Okay, on one side is rushing. Because very often if you start in a club or going to a trainer with your puppy and that is your first dog or you come from other breeds, as we said, you don't want to be late. We have this feeling, especially with social networks also, that we could be late. So as I said, I believe that with Malinois, it takes more time. In the beginnings, the attention should be on other stuff than equipment-related training. So that's one mistake I see, that they don't think much about the life skills and they want to do agility. And they want to do agility too early, to go too fast, to step by step, as they maybe see in the club people with collies of the same age doing, or smaller dogs. They are big dogs, they need to mature, and they have some specific characteristics. So it's rushing. And sometimes, especially when the dog is fast, let's say, by nature, as this gift, I see people maybe not being aware that they can still manage the arousal of the dog by the way they handle the dog. So I see some people running too crazy. A dog that doesn't need to be pushed to run faster because that dog has the speed, has enough speed for the level of agility that those people want to achieve. But mistakes come because they rush too much with their handling. So sometimes even a rear cross is not a crime. Some people think, okay, no, you have to go for the double blind. Okay, if you can time it perfectly, okay, but remember that you have also bigger dog, longer striding dogs. So sometimes bar are dropped because you are not in the right place at the right time, and you are still rushing to get there. So sometimes also a more calm handling when the dog is, of course, pushy. You don't have to get some speed out of the dog, because I see a lot of Malinois, they have excellent speed. But the people, they are a little bit too much aggressive, let's say, and they should be maybe more thoughtful where to push and where maybe go a little bit calmer and let the dog work, because the dog is fast enough, is strong enough to compete at that level.
Yeah, because if the dog's already running so fast, flat out with all the drive in the world, you don't really need to add to that, do you?
No. But it could be also an habit. Sometimes people, before they have a slower dog, so they think,
Yes.
okay, now I take this Mali is potential, and I will push like crazy because I'm fast, I'm athletic.
Yeah.
But then you make it difficult for the dog, because dogs, they have to do a lot of stuff between the obstacles to know what's next.
Yeah.
And if you are bringing more chaos to the equation, then enough amount of information the dog needs, then you can make your dog make mistakes.
Yeah, and that's quite hard, isn't it? Say if someone does go from a steadier dog they have to push, and they get so used to being a certain type of handler, and then they go to a Mali, for example, or a faster, more drivey dog that they don't have to do that from, they have to completely change how they interact with the dog as a handler, and that's something to get used to, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Because we are talking about going to the biggest of the large dogs, let's say, because the average Malinois, even a female, is likely bigger than a border collie male most of the times. They are heavier, they are maybe crazier. So you are putting yourself in a not easy situation. So you have to be aware that you don't need to bring more chaos to a sport that is already difficult.
Yeah. Exactly, that's so true. So what non-agility aspects of the breed should someone consider before getting one? So if someone's sitting here thinking, oh, Malis are really good at agility, I'd really like one, what things, outside of agility, maybe just more lifestyle factors, should they consider before seriously considering bringing one into their house?
Okay, as I said, they can be a lot of a dog.
Yes.
Because they have a high level of energy, they want to go. If you provide them an outlet for all this energy, for example, you like hike, I live in the mountains, I like hiking, I like skiing, and dogs come with me.
Yeah.
So even on the off days, they have some time to be outdoors, to release this energy with me, not doing something stupid. If you like, I don't know, canicross or whatever, and you go running with your dog, perfect. They are not the dogs that can be pet and go maybe twice a week for the agility training. Yeah. Because then the life likely will be so hard with them that you will not be thinking anymore about agility as your primary goal. Yeah. So knowing that it's not a crazy dog, but it's a high energy dog. Yes. And if you are the type of person that likes to spend his spare time with this dog doing something, doesn't mean training for a sport or training specifically for agility, but simply you like a lot the outdoors, you like mountain biking, whatever, and you have your dog with, perfect. Yeah. You will build a good athlete, first of all. It will be good for yourself, and you will release some of that energy, you will canalize some of that energy, and you will get the easier dog to live with and easier dog to train. Yeah. Because it's not this bomb waiting to explode when comes training or whatever, but it will be a more level-headed dog. So considering the fact that they need time and they need activity, both on the mental side and the physical side. Because nowadays people, they think they need to train a lot of structural stuff, dog fitness, obedience or whatever. But I think because of their high level energy and activity, they really need to use their bodies. Yes. Yeah. I don't mean, of course, make them that tired. Yeah. But they need to get activity every day. Yeah. They cannot wait for the weekend or the trip to the club. No. Yeah. That's not the way. Yeah.
And like you said, it's not just all agility either. It's stuff that's maybe a little bit less intense on their bodies, like going for walks or runs, or just, the kind of normal stuff that will still tire them out, but, isn't as impactful on their bodies as agility is.
Absolutely. And they love their owners, they like their family, so activities you like to do, take them with, educate them to be good around you when you do those activities, and they will love it. Yeah. And you will love it, because why to have a dog if the dog cannot come with you?
Yeah, they'll just be happy to be spending time with you, won't they, mainly?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So if you were to get a Mali puppy right now, where would you get it from? So if you had to get a puppy, if now was the time.
Okay, for me it was time last year. Okay, little bit, yes, 1 year ago. Okay, so as I said, the breed is bred for something very different from agility.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They are bred for bike sports.
Yeah.
So in different countries, there are different bike sports. So IGP is the one that is maybe most known in the world. Dogs are biting on the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
It's international, it's FCI, so all over the world, dog Malinois are bred, and they are the strongest breed in that sport, like Border Collies are in agility.
Yeah, okay.
Then several countries, they have some national bike sports. And in that case, most of the time the dogs are biting on a suit. So the decoy is dressed in a suit that he will not feel the dog biting. But still, the sport is based on an obedience part, jumps, and this part of attacks. Let's say the dog is chasing and stopping a guy.
Yeah.
So dogs are bred for this, are not bred for agility. And breeding to be successful in these sports, and then thanks to this breeding to be successful as police dogs or search and rescue dogs, firefighters, use Malinois, dogs are bred for characteristics that not always are good for agility. For example, size, because a bigger dog, a heavier dog, has a stronger impact on the decoy. So very often, breeders like to have stronger, bigger dogs because those are the dogs they get the points in the sport.
Yeah, true.
So first of all, I search among dogs and bloodlines that I know they are not that big, and sometimes they can also breed the smaller dogs because that's in some lines it's known that there are smaller dogs even if they are successful in the sport. Personally, I like as a sport French ring. That is the national sport in France in which dogs are biting on this suit.
Okay.
Also, Belgium has its own, and the Netherlands. So mostly working Malinois were bred in these countries. And then internationally, people know Mondioring, that is the FCI version, let's say, of these bike sports on suit.
Okay.
The specificity of French ring is that traditionally, first of all, Belgian sheepdogs and Malinois specifically are the most common sheepdog breed in France.
Okay.
There are more of them in France than in Belgium, for example.
Oh, right. Okay.
So there are a lot, and the vast majority are working lines bred for this sport. And because of the characteristics of the sports, the dogs need to be, in general, faster and more reactive than in other bike sports, because it's the way the rules are, the way the points are given or taken. So all my 3 dogs came from France. All of their parents were dogs that were competing in this French ring sport. Very few Malinois that are doing agility are bred. So I would not go there if I would not really fall in love with some agility dog and the dog is going to breed.
Okay.
Because, as I said, there is a lot of variability in bloodlines.
Yeah.
So even a relatively small and fast and good agility dog could have behind very big dogs. So you don't know the next generation what can bring, or very heavy dogs. So I trust more studying, let's say, bloodlines.
Yeah.
And also very few of them are in agility. So if I'm searching in bike sports, I have thousands and thousands of dogs that are bred regularly. If I search an agility litter, let's say, it's once, twice, 3 times a year, something like this. So the number of dogs and combinations is very, very small.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So personally, I go for bike sports, and specifically French ring, because of the history and the regulation of the sport that reward a little bit more smaller, faster dogs. But then still you have to know, of course, the parents of the dogs. You have to search something about them, get in contact with breeders and get information from them. And that's not always easy because they don't know our sport in the first place. So it's a lot of homework, I would say, but that's in my opinion the way to go.
And whereas Border Collies, on the other hand, most Border Collies are bred for agility, aren't they, these days? So there's lots to choose from.
Yes, it's not like maybe 20, 25 years ago that we could see some guy getting a dog from a shepherd, some other guy a showline dog, and still doing good in the sport.
Yeah.
Border Collies now, they are really ahead.
Yeah,
because they are already bred for some characteristic, physical or also trainability, we can say. And with Malinois, you don't have that. So it's a lot of your research that you get the body type that could be competitive. And as I said, the dog that is not very high on aggression or very, very crazy dog, because that will not pay in the type of life and type of training and sport we do.
Yeah. Are there a lot of Mallies, do you know, that do agility and bite work together, or generally is it just one or the other?
Competitively, I would say one or the other.
Yeah, okay.
I know a lot of people. I also had my dogs bite just a few times.
Yeah.
I arranged some training with some decoy, but mostly to have another set of eyes to watch at my dog and telling me what they see in the dog, than not because I have ambition of doing something. It's like testing your border collie on sheep. Okay, you can go to a trainer just to see how much instinct the dog has, the way the dog is working, to get a feedback. But I think it's very hard nowadays to do two sports at a certain level. It's very, very hard. So and I think bike sport is also very demanding, and also on the body of the dogs because of the impacts and everything. So personally, I would not have the time and would not like to have so much dedication to both. But I know some that they did, or they get to some maybe lower level certification in a bike sport, and at the same time they compete in the highest classes of agility. That's possible.
Think like you said, to reach the highest level of one or the other, you have to dedicate pretty much all of your time to it, don't you?
Yes,
it takes a lot.
And the dog needs rest. So if you need to train 4 times a week a sport and the same amount of time the other sport, then the dog's
too much.
Not having rest. So
and then you can get injuries and all sorts. Yeah. No, that's very true. So why don't you think we see as many Mallies in agility as border collies?
Because they are not the most suited for the sport. That's the truth. They are bigger. They are heavier. They are more complicated to manage in everyday life. We see at trials people taking out 6, 7, 8 dogs from a van, and the dogs staying close to them, being easy to manage, and it will be harder with 6, 7 Malinois.
Definitely.
To do these things. So there are reasons why, and their bodies are less flexible, as I said, and even their minds are kind of less flexible. They're more the kind of dog that thinks one thing and goes for that, and it's not easy sometimes to tell them no, it's not exactly that one. And in agility, we need an extreme level of flexibility.
Definitely.
Also mental. We see that the most successful dogs, I'm talking about large category, of course, because it's the one I run to. The selective border collies, they have extremely good bodies, but they're also this kind of softer, more handler sensitive type. So if we would go to try to bring those dogs to a farm, to work in the farm truly, the farmer would say, okay, no, that's not the border collie, maybe.
True.
The dog would not have the endurance, would not have the strength of character to work at a distance alone against some ram that doesn't want to move or something. So the toughest dogs are not the border collies that we need in agility. And with Malinois, nobody's breeding for very small, very flexible, very soft dogs, because it's not what you need in what's the breed has been always bred for.
True.
So it's you are not getting a dog that is perfectly suited for agility. You have to choose the best dog you can and do a lot of job, because you don't start with an advantage, of course.
True.
It's not the case.
Do you see any intermediate Mallies? Because they're generally so big, aren't they? They're generally large. But do you reckon you could, if it was maybe a girl, would it be intermediate? Have you seen any?
Okay, I would not like to see. Because, as a lover of the breed, of course, you want a little bit to pull in your direction, because you want to get the dog that is more suitable for the sport. But
true.
Still, I love the breed for itself. And I think that if we would modify the breed to fit them in some category, we would do a disservice to the breed. Maybe we will lose some other characteristics that we like in the dogs. to my knowledge, I met smaller dogs than my Fiji. Okay, my Fiji, she's small. She's under the standard size, let's say.
Okay.
Even if that, let's say, the standard is for show dogs, show lines. Let's say working lines, they can be very big or sometimes small.
Yeah.
And she's 54 centimeters tall. So she's a medium big border collie, let's say.
Yeah.
But I know some 52 females, 51, 52, but nothing smaller than that.
No, so they're generally large, aren't they?
Yes, yes. Even getting under 50, that's, let's say, for AO, would mean jumping 50. I never met a smaller dog.
No.
And for example, there is this event every year, the World Championship of Belgian Sheepdogs. It's called FMBB. It's organized around Europe every year, and it's a competition for national teams. And there is also the agility competition, and it's setting the rules that there is only one category, large.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yes, not to incentivize somebody trying to breed for smaller dogs, because there could be the chance to have the dogs awarded the title in intermediate category. So no, it's a large breed dog, and when it comes to the championship in agility, the category is only large.
Yeah.
So I never met such a small dog.
Yeah, so naturally they're all large. You know, it'd have to, like you said, be some sort of modification to get an intermediate one, which wouldn't be beneficial for the breed.
No, I don't trust.
Yeah.
That would be the way, no.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You want to keep them as natural as possible, for sure. Would the breed be suitable for a first-time agility handler? So, if someone had never done agility before, and they wanted to start, and they wanted a Mali, would that be a suitable partnership, do you think? Or do you think they should start with a different breed, maybe a quote-unquote easier to handle breed, and then get a Mali further down the line?
Okay. It would not be the easiest choice, of course.
Yes.
What always said before.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I would say, why not? If it's the breed you for some reason, maybe some friends is owning Malis, or you got in contact with and you kind of fell in love with, why to wait? Why to take a breed that is not the one you would like?
Yes,
so,
true.
Why avoiding the Malinois because you are scared of? I think you have to be aware that it will require time and maybe more training.
Yeah.
In life and in agility. And also get good advice in the agility training and in life skill training, because we still see a lot of people thinking that you have to be hard on a Mali because they are strong, so the way to do is putting pressure, a lot of punishment, and that's not the way.
No,
not the way from an ethical point of view, first, for the well-being of the dogs. And for me, it's not a reliable way, because you want to have a dog that is thinking and making good choices, both in life and in the ring.
Yeah.
And if the dog is just avoiding some bad choices because you are there putting pressure, what happens when you are not there, or you are not aware that your dog is thinking about doing something?
Yeah, no,
so
true.
to be safe also in life, I don't think that's the way to go. But I know people that get into a regular puppy class and they get some special Malinois treatment from the trainer, because that dog could become something. And in my opinion, that's not the way to go.
No.
And in agility, as I said, not to burn too fast the steps to get to some point, because they are different. So getting good advice. But if the person is really motivated, is an active person in life, has some, maybe already knowing some Malinois, being around Malinois, or have a friend who is running a Malinois already in agility that maybe can get also some advice from.
Yeah.
Why not? Why to take another dog that is not the dog you want to take? So
yeah, no, exactly. It's going back to that, getting the dog because you want that dog as a pet, not even just a pet, but just a dog to work with and live with outside of agility. Do you know what I mean? A partner before you actually do agility. So yeah, I suppose no point getting a different breed when you actually just want a Mali, because you're worried it'll be too much. Again, it's education, isn't it? If you're educated about the breed before you get one, there's no harm, as long as you definitely understand the breed and what you may be getting into. No harm.
Absolutely. You're right.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Cool. So, how frequently do you train your Malis in agility, and do you think they need more training than other breeds?
Okay, it depends, of course, on the age of the dog, the period of the year, because we have a season with different goals.
Yeah, true.
So it changes a lot. As I said, I start on equipment later.
Yes, yeah.
And it could be very short sessions, around 10, 12 months. Before I do some cavaletti, of course, body awareness stuff, and regular
stuff.
obedience socialization. The dog is training, let's say, every day, not on equipment, not agility related.
Low impact
also because,
stuff.
Yes, you want to also build this working mentality in the dog. The dog knows, I do this, I do that, I get rewarded, I don't get rewarded. I stay in a place, I run fast for something, I stop and wait or whatever. All the stuff that you will need for the sport. So it can be daily, very short. With the adult dog, depends on the moment of this period in the season, because as in many countries in Italy, we have tryouts in late winter, spring. So of course you want to be ready for that. So let's say February is the month I start training maybe on equipment a couple of times a week. And still doing some fitness, some other stuff. Because I live in the mountains and I don't have access to equipment close to my house during the winter time. I'm limited in that sense. During the summer, I have a club, let's say, very next to my house, 200 meters from my house. Perfect. So then I can go training on equipment maybe 3-4 times a week. But it's really just that one day I train, I don't know, dog walk exit or some jumping grids, and the other day. So still the sequencing running courses is no more than once, or sometimes closer to tryouts or bigger competition twice a week. That could be. And of course, the dog, they need a break. So they get short breaks during the year, maybe 1-2 weeks off because of whatever, and a longer one during late autumn, beginning of winter. So that's usually 6-8 weeks of no agility, absolutely. To have them recover and prevent injuries. And if you need to train more, you don't, not to have too much on their bodies, you don't want to have longer sessions. But maybe to achieve the same result of more talented dogs, you will need more sessions. That's why I believe it takes longer to get there, because you don't want to overload on a single training. So maybe you will need to have more sessions to get to the point where another dog may get in a lesser number of sessions.
True. And I think the mistake a lot of people make is thinking that to reach the top level or be competitive at a top level, you have to be training like every day. Do you know what I mean? When in reality, we don't do that because it actually injure the dogs, burn them out, stuff like that. And it's actually not necessary in any breed.
Yes, absolutely. I think that sometimes when especially when you are not at your first dog and you already compete at a certain level, it's harder for you not to train every day, because you, especially when you get to the sexy things and course running and you would like to run more, and it's also helpful for you as a handler to have more reps.
Definitely.
But it's not helping the dog.
No.
So the fact that you run a dog at a time, it means that the dog needs rest. Of course, if I would have more dogs, it would be, let's say, better for me because I would get more reps. But I think my dog needs rest in between, and 3 days or days when we do something different, something not equipment related. So it cannot be more than those 2-3 times a week in the end.
So no more than any other breed then, same structure of training, not making sure to overdo it, stuff like that. They don't need like more training just because they're a Mali. That's not how it works.
No. I believe that maybe because they are not so natural in some behaviors because of their bodies, they need to go more back to basics. Sometimes, the example of slices. Okay, they are bigger dogs, less flexible. It's harder for them not to eat the uprights of the jumps, for example. So they have more issues with bars on certain settings. So maybe you go more back to that stuff or some grid work. You cannot say, okay, my dog is 5 years old. Okay, we're coming out of the break, lower bars, 2-3 trainings, and we go compete. Maybe that's the time of the year you have to go back to that stuff and periodically to do it. During the years. And the same I in my experiences with the running dog walks, because it's really not easy to fit a bigger body in that contact that
Yeah,
is the same size for everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
So I periodically need to go back to work in different exits and to work on verbals because I don't want to be too much there with my body to tell them things because I know they are bigger, they have not much time to react. So sometimes I need to go back to this basic stuff because they lose it, let's say.
Yeah, that
easily
makes sense.
because it's not something natural for them.
And also, every training session isn't necessarily course running. Like you said, often we can go out and train and do, like you said, just some reps of a dog walk exit or just some jump grids. You know, it's not everything all the time. It's, you know, training can be, like you said, those little basic skills just to keep their hand in, if you like.
Yes. And I think the handling longer courses, as I said, it's more for the handler.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
You build up your confidence. No?
Yeah.
If the dog is able to do chunks of 8, 10, 12 obstacles, then you put 2 together is a course.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the feeling for yours is different. Maybe your breath, you are getting out. You don't have breath in the end. So you want to run longer because you build also your confidence, not your conditioning. Your conditioning, maybe you build out of the course.
Yeah.
But your confidence, of course, you build by running courses, building a course, and okay, that's the judge, I don't know, World Championship. I build it, I go clean run, and I'm happy for the next X hours because I know I can do it.
Yeah.
If you would have split it in 3 portions with all the technical stuff inside, for the dog is the same. It's not really a huge difference. But for us, it makes a difference. So we have to be cautious that, okay, we need to do what is good for the dog in first place, and then of course what make us more likely to succeed.
Yeah, it's getting a balance, isn't it? Balancing your training, for sure.
Yes, and so of course, if you have more dogs, you can split your energy on different dogs and get a lot of more running. When you have just one, sometimes you have to say, okay, it's better to finish here, and we come back in 2 days and we train something different.
Yeah, finish on a good note as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So what is your opinion on Dutch Shepherds then as agility dogs, and are they similar to Mallies? So someone says we see a lot of them in Canada at the moment.
Yes, there are a few. Personally, I have a very good friend in Czech Republic because she was a student of us. Her name is Jana Smonkova. She was also in the EON World team with the Dutch Shepherd some years ago for the Czech Republic.
Oh, cool.
And she's doing agility. She has now her third. She fell in love with the breed, and she has her third. So they are very similar to Mallies.
Okay. Yeah.
Also geographically, let's say Belgium is bordering with the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So the fact that the dog has some color or some other color in the past was not a big issue. That was the local sheepdog, and if it had stripes, it was then called the Dutchie, and if it was not, it was a Mallee.
Okay.
So the origin is very similar. Like maybe with the Springers and Cockers.
Yes,
Working Cocker is more a size difference than not really 2 different separate breeds.
Yeah, true.
So it's quite the same with them. They are not as popular. There are not so many breeders of Dutch Shepherds. The same way as with the Belgian sheepdogs and Malinois, there are working lines and show lines. So depends what you are searching for.
Yeah.
As with the Belgians, the more suitable for working in general and for agility are the short hair, so the Mallies or the short hair Dutchies, and the working lines.
Yeah.
They are the best suited. So if somebody is searching for a Dutchie, it has to make the same kind of same kind of process as with Malinois.
Yeah.
Searching for working dogs, breeders of working dogs, getting the kind of size that is suitable for agility and the kind of temperament that is suitable for agility. But absolutely, they have potential. Of course, it's a very not very common breed, so it's harder to find a litter and to find dogs. But in my opinion, they have the same potential as Malinois.
Okay. Yeah.
Only it's harder because there are not so many, so the search could be harder for a puppy. But even the strengths or the struggles they can have in sport, in life, are quite the same. In my experience, the one I met, they are very, very similar to Malinois. So if you like one, I think you can like the both.
Yeah.
Some people say the Mallies are more nervous, the others are more stable. I think it's more in bloodlines.
Yeah, and again, just the individual dogs, isn't it? More than the breed.
Yes. In the same litter, we see big differences and in both breeds, I believe, and as in every breed.
Yeah, so it's more the same group of breed kind of thing, and just those little differences with the name.
Yeah. That's it.
That makes sense. So what is your best piece of advice for someone who is thinking of getting a Mali puppy? So not even necessarily agility specific, but someone who is thinking of bringing one home.
Pick the right litter, maybe, in first place, because there is a lot of variability and some characteristics could be very extreme, and maybe we don't want them for the type of life and activity you want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
So searching, not trusting just internet or Facebook or whatever. Because nowadays we are bombarded with informations from these channels, but meeting the dogs, visiting the breeders, getting to talk to them, see the conditions the dog are bred, and meeting the dogs. If they don't want you to get in contact with the dog, maybe there is a reason why you should not take a puppy from that dog, and that could happen. Also because the way of breeding for bike sports is a little bit different than what we are used in agility. Some breeders, they have a lot of dogs. The dogs are in kennels. The dogs are not in the house.
Yeah.
On one side, we can say, okay, it's bad. On the other side, you can maybe more easily see the genetics of the dogs. Because if the dog is not in contact regularly daily with people, and it comes and wants really to be your best friend and be hugged and scratched, that's a social dog, because nobody took the dog to the mall or to the kindergarten to meet the children.
Yeah, so it's more natural.
It's more natural. What you meet is really what is in the dog. It's genetics.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, there are also litters that are bred at home, so they are maybe they get more care. But I will not be obsessed with that, because I believe that for the first, let's say, month and a half, it's really about the mother. So let's say a good mother, it's fundamental. Then, of course, they start to get experience with the foreign people, maybe foreign dogs, different surfaces. So it's better if the dog had those opportunities. But if you take a puppy at 2 months, it's more the genetics. It's still more the genetics. So getting to meet the breeder and the parents, doing some research behind to know what kind of dogs are behind. If possible, to meet, I don't know, sometimes the breeders, they have a sister of the mother, a sister. You meet also those dogs, knowing a little bit the family. So when you have all those informations, you can decide, okay, yes, I want a puppy from this plan litter. So you need to think ahead, not just to read somewhere that the puppies are born, because I think that's the most sure way to get the dog you want to get. And then visit, if you can, of course, to meet the puppies, not to choose them on a picture sent you on Messenger.
See what they're like.
And there could be huge differences. In my experience, the last 2 litters, I was able to visit, and there were a lot big differences in the puppies.
Yeah.
I never met the dogs as adults, so I don't know what they resulted in, those other dogs, but I could see differences. And so big thanks to that. And an experienced and responsible breeder will help you with that, because they see the puppies every day, especially if they are bred in the house more than if they are bred in a kennel.
Yeah.
And they can tell you that's more nervy type of puppy, that's more calm, and not necessarily the most crazy nervy puppy will be the good one, because sometimes people think that for agility we need the crazy ones, and even breeders, they say, okay, your dogs run like crazy, jump everywhere, so take the craziest puppy in the litter. And I would say no, because I don't say it's easy to train agility, especially in the beginnings, to make them liking certain behaviors and equipment. But it's a lot of self-reward, especially later, because they like to run, they like to bump into the weeds, and it's the type of dogs that like physical activity. So even a little bit calmer dog will get crazier by doing agility, thing that maybe would not happen with obedience.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Because it's not so much rewarding, because there is not so much movement. The pre-drive of the dog is not stimulated so much. So I would not go for the smallest, craziest one. Size-wise, of course, I would not maybe choose the one that looks to be the biggest in the litter. And that's the experience of the breeder mostly, more than what I can judge, because maybe that female was already bred 3 times. That's the first litter, and they can tell you what she gave with what kind of male. So building a good relationship with the breeder, I think is very important, because there has to be an interest in the breeder to really give you also the best puppy and give you the best advice.
Yeah.
And I would search more for a stable character. So if there is some kind, I don't trust much testing about puppies, but okay, if the breeder brings them to different environments, different places, surfaces, stimulations, then they can give you feedback. Okay, you know, that one was not so much confident. It took some time before decided to interact with that object or something new. That one was running to the people. That one was more reserved. So getting these informations, because they see the puppies every day, and so if they give you feedback, they can help you a lot. And visit as much as you can if it's affordable distance.
Yeah.
To have more than just one time go pick your puppy in half an hour time, because everybody's coming to pick the puppy. So, but that you get by building the relationship with the breeder and the trust, and they will help you more. And if they are not willing to help you and they always tell you, okay, for sure there will be a puppy for you, it's no matter which one, maybe don't go to that breeder.
Yeah.
Because
that makes sense. And as far as the characteristics you look for in a puppy, I suppose that depends on what you want out of it as well. So, like you said, it's not always about, if you want an agility dog, looking for the crazy one. I think, again, that's a misconception, or kind of a stereotype people believe, but it's not actually always the case. So what exactly would you look for personally in a puppy? And it's hard as well, because at that age, they're all, you know, there's often not that much between them when you first pick a puppy, is there?
Yes, it's that's why I think trusting the breeder is it's important. Building this relationship with the breeder, because you have a set of eyes that are experienced eyes.
Yes, yeah, true.
Myself, I like to watch the interaction between the puppies.
Okay.
So if I see that there is some devil that is trying to kill all the others all the time, and it's not plain fair, maybe that's not the type of dog I would like.
Yeah, makes sense.
I would like to see if the dog wants to be in contact with humans. Sometimes it could be that time, maybe not the first, but they didn't meet many foreign people. So I would like to see what is the reaction, if they want to interact, they don't care at all, or whatever. Of course, the puppies, they need to be healthy. I don't want to see anything strange in the litter.
Yeah, for sure.
I like a crazy one if it's also able to cool down. If they are not redirecting to other puppies with frustration or this stuff, I don't want to see that. And I like to have some individual interaction with each of the puppies. Let's say if I have choice between more than one.
Okay.
So if that's the case, I'd like to interact individually to see how they try to get in contact with me, that I'm new to them.
Yeah. Okay.
How much they want to play, if they're already playing tagging. And very often when dogs are bred for bite sports, they start very early, testing them around 1 month of age. So you can see already some differences. Of course, some dogs, they develop later. So that doesn't mean that the dog is not tagging much, that he will not be a crazy tagger later.
Yeah,
because
true.
They are very young. They're very young. So you can see what you can see, and it's not the 100% picture of the dog. But I don't want to see anything too crazy, too aggressive, too hectic in behavior. And when the dogs bite, the good advice I got for the breeder of my last 2 dogs, they watch a lot, of course, the speed, the reaction time a little bit. If the dog is really fighting to get the rug they are biting on.
Okay.
And if they are stable with their bite, because a dog that is growling a lot and doing a lot of stuff, maybe it's also a dog that is not so comfortable in what he's doing. It's a little bit doubting if he can do it, if he cannot do it, if there will be some harm to them or not. And the dog that is more, okay, I bite it, I like it, I want to stay on this toy, and you can pet me, you can scratch me, and I'm okay here. It means that it's a more level-headed dog, likely later.
Yeah.
So I would search more for the stability than not the craziness, because I think you in agility you build a crazy dog anyway. Likely it will happen sooner or later. They will be crazy for it. So
I was going to say you can build on stuff as well, can't you? Like just because a dog isn't showing a certain thing too much in the beginning when it's that age, you can also build, for example, drive to toy, stuff like that through training. So it isn't the be-all and end-all necessarily, is it? You can only do a certain amount at that age.
Yes, and there is nothing pathological that you see that the dog is scared and very careful in moving around.
Yeah.
Genetically, it's inside. So
yeah.
Sooner
Exactly.
or later, it will come out. They don't have to be crazy. You don't want to see something strange on any end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
The rest is then also a little bit of your feeling. You feel that puppy has something special and is nothing potentially wrong. Go for that puppy.
Yeah, exactly. So what is your best piece of advice for someone who is thinking of starting agility with their Mali? So potentially they already have a Mali, it's not young necessarily, it's not a puppy, but they would like to get started.
Okay, a lot of foundations. We said it many times. They are not the most talented physically for the sport.
Yeah.
So a lot of grit work and really working individually of different behaviors they are asked, especially when concerned to jumping, because they will not be the most skilled jumpers in your class. So spending time with that, because it will take more time. They are not as talented as the colleagues.
Yeah.
So giving time to that, not running sequence around and what happens, because mistakes will happen.
Yeah. Doing the basics first, basically.
Yes. And maybe more than they would do with other dogs or the people with dogs the same age are doing.
Yeah, it's that comparison as well, isn't it? Not comparing to other handlers and dogs, because every dog's different, never mind, potentially a Mali, because there's not as many of them around. So there's no good comparing yourself and your Mali to someone else and their colleagues, for example.
Yes.
Makes sense.
They are very different.
Yeah. All right, last question then, more of a personal one. What are your current agility goals with your Mali? So your personal goals going forward for this year?
Okay, so I'm happy that I can still have the highest goals because she turned 8 years old. And with large dogs in agility, you don't know what could you be looking forward at that age, because I already know dogs that are retired over age, that we have a parallel career, let's say, and they are not in the sport anymore.
Yeah.
So she's healthy, she's sound, she's still pushing like crazy. So we are just starting our season because we came out from the break and we have 2 trials this year. So we are getting back, not that she's not in shape, it's more about the timing and taking out the rust from some skills.
Yeah.
So the goals are the same as the last few seasons. So it's tryouts for FMBB, the World Championship Belgian Sheepdogs.
Yeah.
We made the team 3 times, so that would be the 4th. EO and AWC. We have tryouts for that too. It's they are together, so there is a point system and the ranking. And depending on your positioning, you are selected for the EOs. Of course, there are more spots. And the AWC, it's harder.
Yeah.
The way points are awarded is quite similar. So the ranking, let's say, is 1 ranking, and up to some place you will get the AWC spot and then EO spots, or you're out.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will be okay. We plan to compete there. She's in good conditions to compete there, even at 8 years of age, and we will have to do good in tryouts because it's 2 weekends, and if you miss on one, okay, it's very, very hard. So you have to be consistent on both of the weekends. And one is on sand, that is her favorite surface. So that would be, because the EO will be on sand.
Makes sense.
So the first weekend will be on sand, the second one will be on turf. That is not her favorite. And then the team will be decided. So these 3 are the goals. The earlier one in the season that attached to the tryout season is the World Championship Belgian Sheepdogs, because it's in May. So we will have finished, we will be done already with the tryout. So I will know if I will make the EO team or AWC team.
Yeah.
So the big goal in spring is the World Championship Belgian Sheepdogs. And then hopefully the EO and AWC. And if not, I like to compete internationally anyway, because I have the opportunity.
Yeah.
So with my wife, we like to travel to some of these opens, this bigger competition we have in Europe.
Yeah.
There are several now that have this international flavor. Sometimes you get this judges are going to judge EOs and AWCs and competitors from different national teams. So it's a highly competitive environment, and it's different from your local or even national trials. So anyway, we plan to go to 2 or 3 of those through the summer and beginning of autumn. So that would be the consolation prize, let's say, if we not make it to the EO or AWC teams. So it's a regular competing season with the highest goals, and then we will see in the end of the year if next year we will have one more chance when she will be 9. But it's why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and I suppose if you do make EO or AWC team, then those international competitions throughout the summer are good practice, aren't they? Because it's similar environment.
Yes, they are absolutely. Also because you know what teams are strong from other countries.
Yeah.
If you follow the international scene, you attend previous World Championship, or you follow results, you know that, okay, there is that guy and that guy, they already compete, the dog is very strong. So you can a little bit compare also of course, the times of your dog.
Yeah.
And if you don't make it to the team, let's say it's kind of, you want to avenge bad tryouts, and you want to show that you can be competitive against the top teams in the world. So it's, there is also that kind of consolation prize that, okay, if I can get on a podium, if I can win a run in that type of environment, it means that, okay, we need to be better next year, and maybe we will be in the team and competing against those top teams. So it's very nice. It's an advantage of living in Europe, in continental Europe.
True, yeah, definitely.
Within this 6-7 hours drive, maybe you have several chances to compete against the members of other national teams.
Yeah, no, that's a great opportunity.
Yes, it's easier to plan it.
Yeah,
from
definitely.
the UK.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we have quite a way to go.
Yes. I was at the EO in England, and I remember the road. It's not a short one, not an easy one. So it's in some moments it's good to be on this side.
Definitely.
Of the map.
Yeah, I agree. Amazing. Okay. Well, that is all the questions. Thank you again for coming on. That was really interesting.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity and for the very good questions. I was surprised when you sent me earlier. I said, okay, wow, so many questions. And
there's lots
good
of questions.
Yeah,
loads of my listeners are interested in Malis for sure.
Yes, and of course, you are the home country of agility, and of course, Border Collies are English breed, but you have a few good Belgians over the last years.
Yeah, there are some really cool ones.
Yes, 2 years ago, the world champion in the Belgian Sheepdog Championship was a British lady, Ellen Postel.
Okay.
Yes, we battled in the final in the jumping. I won the jumping.
Yeah.
She was second. And then my dog dropped so I was starting as last in the agility, and my dog dropped for the very first time in life the first bar.
Oh, that's so annoying.
So my dreams for glory died very early, and Ellen, she was super consistent, so she won the title.
Oh, wow.
And last year there was also another lady, Fiona Gavin.
Yes,
is her name.
Yeah.
Yes, and she won one of the qualifying rounds in Greece at the World Championship.
Yeah.
So she was alone,
wow.
the only British handler, but she did very, very good. She got to the final, and she was really competitive. So it's we will need more British handlers to choose Malinois, and then the level of the Malinois competition will be higher for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe some people will, hopefully, after this episode.
Let's hope I did a good job.
You did. What an amazing conversation that was. Thank you again, Carlo, for hopping on the mic with me today. I learnt a lot about the breed, and I'm sure you guys did as well. There were lots of very interesting, in-depth questions answered there. But without further ado, you guys know the drill. If you enjoyed today's episode, please do leave the podcast a 5-star rating or review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. That would mean the absolute world to me. Also, make sure you're following the podcast on your chosen podcast streaming platform. That just makes sure you don't miss any future episodes. I have a lot of exciting guest and solo topics lined up for the next few months, so please do not miss those. Also, please do keep sending in your podcast topic recommendations and requests. So guests you would like me to have on and what you would like me to talk about with those guests, and also solo episode ideas. So things you would like just me to speak about in episodes. You are almost guaranteed to get your request made into an actual episode. So please ping them across on social media. Just message me and we can have a chat. If you would like to know anything else from me, or if you have any questions for me, or just want to have a conversation about something, anything at all, please again just send me a DM and we can have a conversation. I also offer in-person lessons in agility, so I offer one-to-one and classes. So if you would like to train with me in person, I am based in Lincoln. I would love to help you guys kickstart your agility season this year and overcome whatever training worries or issues you're having, or just help you up your game if you're happy where you are but just want to get the most out of yourself, your dog and your season ahead. So I will let you guys get on with the rest of your week. I may see some of you this weekend at Team GB tryouts, which is absolutely insane that it's already come about. I am also at the Ogilvy 5 to 7 show on Thursday, so tomorrow when this podcast episode comes out, the 12th. So I've got a lot coming up. And next week, I will finally have a proper life update for you guys because I'll have been out and about doing things. So I'm very excited to speak to you all next Wednesday about what I've been getting up to. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing week. See some of you at the weekend, and I'll speak to you all next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Bye, guys.